The GMen Show, number 39. The Dub Rumor Hub.
Yeah, it's the GMen Show. Talking fruit, tech, and ego. Hot takes, cold coffee, still hitting every keynote. They roast your phone. No. They roast each other. Tips, rants, one after another. Is that a feature or just a bug? Either way, it gets a shrug. GMen Show. Turn it up. Let the fanboys know. Questions, rants, or a nerdy confession. Call in now. Join the obsession. 703-828-46777. 703-828-46777. Yeah!
And welcome to the G-Men Show. I'm Guy, and he's Jeff. We've done this joke before. We have done this joke before.
Did it work before?
I don't know. Nobody commented on it, and you know you should. You should be commenting on this show all the time because a lot of heart and a lot of soul and a lot of
calories. A lot of calories
and nonsense and fruity pebbles, whatever it is you want to throw in there, goes into the making of this show.
Yeah,
however,
okay, I'm going to derail you right away.
Sure,
you said
let's
fruity
do that.
pebbles,
Yeah.
and my logic train. I mean, it flew off the tracks a long time ago. So here's how that went: fruity pebbles,
Yeah.
Fruit Loops, Stargate SG-1.
Oh.
There's an episode of Stargate SG-1 where they're caught in this time loop thing.
Yeah.
And when they reset to the beginning of the time loop, you have Jack O'Neill eating Fruit Loops. And what they did was they glued the Fruit Loops to the spoon so that each time they did the scene, the Fruit Loops looked exactly the same because it's resetting to the same point in time. So there you go. Glued Fruit Loops.
Glued Fruit Loops. Is that a thing?
Well, apparently it is now.
It is now. It is now. Okay. WWDC 2026 is coming, and the rumors are flying fast and with an urgency not really felt over the last few years. What's behind the shift? Is it the changing of the guards with the new CEO? Greater expectations of Apple's progress with AI? Maybe it's a sign that change is needed at Apple and some kind of direction needs to be seen from the top. Hello, Jeff. I'll just go with Jeff. When I did the titles that you see in each one of these little windows where you show up, the next time you're on, I swear it's going to go Geoff. It's going to be GEOFF.
And then I'll have to act all pretentious, silly little monkeys. Silly little monkeys? What is that?
No idea.
Reese's. I think it's all Reese's. Monkeys. Or Fruit Loops, yeah.
Glued Fruit Loops. What have you been up to, Jeff?
Well, apparently nothing worthwhile if I have time to sit here and think about glued Fruit Loops. It's what I've been up to is and I think I talked about this last time, spinning up my my old blogs.
Yes.
Like I have time to do more every week, and yet here we are.
And there will be links in the show notes to both of Jeff's blogs. So please go on over and click on them and read his missives. Did I say that right? Is it missives?
Missives. Yeah.
I am not a wordsmith. Or at least not a very good one.
You sniffed the crap out of that word. Well done.
There's, Dr. Smith, Lost in Space, is probably going to sue me for copyright. That makes no sense at all, and I regret saying it from the moment it left my mouth. However, speaking of science fiction, there is going to be a bonus episode with Jeff and myself that started, I can't believe I'm saying this, with Little Finder Guy in a miniaturized version of the Starship Enterprise. That is about 30 minutes long, maybe a little bit longer, and it'll be available both through somewhere, one of my feeds, and I may just put it on the GMen show feed because I don't have anything for it. And it will also be over there on the tubes of you. So go and check that out. And that was all before we even started this show.
You know, we need to parlay that into something more. Everyone, let Paramount and the Roddenberry Foundation know about the episode, because clearly we're the fresh blood that they need managing podcasts on shows about Star Trek.
I actually met Eugene Roddenberry.
Oh,
super nice guy.
Yeah, Eugene and I, we used to hang out at Macworld together.
Yeah. He was at one of Allison Sheridan's parties right across the street.
Yes. Yep.
And I remember
that night.
I think I was doing security that night.
Yeah, it was great. You and Barry Falk in your suits, and I walk up to the door, and I wanted to laugh because both of you are standing there looking so stern, and it was just the cutest thing ever. I wanted to reach up and just pinch and wiggle both your cheeks. And, yeah. Oh, look at how cute you are. Yeah.
Oh, and Barry is tall like I am, and there was I can't remember Paul something. I can't remember his name. He lived in Switzerland and was a biker.
Oh, right, Paul. I want to say Sheffield, but I don't think that's his last name. Oh, Paul, I am so sorry that I'm blanking on your last name.
Paul, if you hear this, number one, please let us know what your actual name is. That would be appreciated. And also, please go to Macstock. Come on over from Switzerland and go to Macstock. And I think we should probably just tangent right over into talking about Macstock before we go any farther. What do you think?
Oh, sure. I think that sounds great.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Macstock 10 is coming July 10th through July 12th. So it's that second weekend in July, along with a special bonus on July 9th for a eCam little training session, a full day's training session with Doc Rock. And I've talked to her.
And Katie,
thank you.
She's going to be there.
She really helped me out too.
Oh, she's awesome. And my worlds are going to collide, because I'm involved in all the different tech things.
Yeah.
But in many cases are siloed. So I have the whole Apple silo. Then I have the WordPress silo. So Joe Casabona, who I know from the WordPress community, is going to be at Macstock for the eCam workshop day. And if you haven't met Joe,
no, I don't
nicest guy in the world. He is super cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing Joe again.
Okay. And there is, do you have a discount code for Macstock?
I do. I do.
Wait, I remember. DigiWizard.
Yes.
Jeff's discount code, which will get you $50 off, is DigiWizard. So again, the Macstock Conference and Expo is going to be at Crystal Lake, Illinois from July 9th through the 12th. You can stay at the Holiday Inn Hotel where it's being held. And frankly, you park your car and you don't have to move it for 4 days, because pretty much everything there is going to be handled there at the hotel. It's a nice hotel. It's a nice conference room. There's a lunch that's provided every single day. There's all kinds of nighttime activities, and that's not even talking about all of the wonderful people that are going to be giving talks and speeches and all the rest. And Jeff is going to be one of them.
I will be speaking.
If you watch any of the panel shows that the two of us are in sometimes, whether it's Tuesday Night Mac Voices with Chuck Joyner or Dave Ginsburg's In Touch with iOS on Thursday nights. These are both at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I get why you called him Dave's Ginsburg's. Dave is so awesome
He is.
You really need two of him to contain all the awesomeness.
You do. You really do. So go on over to Macstock Expo or Mac.conference.com. Which one is it? Do you know?
I think it's actually Macstock Conference and Expo, but we're going to find out real quick.
Okay.
Macstock Conference and Expo.com. So I nailed it.
You can get all of the information about the hotel and about the show and about everything else that we've been talking about, as well as sign up for the conference. And really, if you've never done it, it's like being in the same room with 150 of your closest friends. And it's so much fun. Please don't miss it. If you can go, you should go. Moving on from that, I had I have so many doctors now. I had a sleep study last week because the CPAP machine that I've been using for over 20 years, I'm not looking inside that thing to see what could be there. It's nothing I want to see. No. I'm getting a new new CPAP machine. So I had to take a new sleep study so that they could figure out what my levels was. And I failed the sleep study. I forgot how to sleep. I'll have to study harder next time.
You know, I had the same problem when I did my sleep study test. And in retrospect, I would have performed a lot better if they had just given me the APAP machine ahead of time so that I could use that during the sleep study.
I know that the first sleep study I had so many years ago, they got mad at me because I wasn't going to bed. I was sitting there reading and, watching stuff on little TV and stuff. And they were literally in a room next door that had like a one-way.
Yeah, mirror. The one-way glass.
Right, yeah. Right. And all of a sudden from there, I heard click. You should really just go to sleep now. Click. And it was like, sure, buddy.
Hit the button back, click. You do realize why I'm here, right?
I'm paying your salary.
If I could just go to sleep, I wouldn't be in this room.
Exactly. Oh, having said that, Jeff, I am still loving my wonderful Heil PR35 microphone connected to my Rodecaster Duo.
And I must say, you still sound luscious.
It is. It's just, and I'm a very odd man with many microphones.
You could have ended the sentence at, I'm a very odd man.
Yes.
But yes, you do have many microphones. Many.
That's alternate jazz hands. That's what that is. Why don't we go on over and hit up GazMaz snippets?
GazMaz snippets, headlines fly, we just clip it. Bite-sized buzz, you won't miss it. Hey, tap in quick, GazMaz snippets, blinking, you get the gist of it.
Hey! Okay. VA, under the category of VA to get ID, the state of Virginia is apparently next in line to get digital ID, which can be stored on your Apple devices. You can use it as identification or age verification at selected airports and businesses, and in some apps, it's already available in a number of other states. However, since in many cases, including law enforcement or international travel, it is not accepted, you still need to carry your physical ID, making the reasons for going through all of the trouble of creating it somewhat pointless. Change my mind.
All right, I'll change your mind.
Okay.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, this is from the perspective of living in Colorado, and we were one of the first 3 states to get digital ID support. So I've had several years of digital ID experience. And so here's the downside that I have encountered in Colorado. If you are in a situation where you need to show police an ID, like you get a traffic stop, and I know this from reading things, I haven't actually been stopped. There's like
Sure,
5
you
or
haven't.
6. Yeah, and if I had, well, then I wouldn't say anything.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. There's like 5 or 6 jurisdictions in Colorado that have the equipment to be able to have police uh, grab the digital ID instead of you showing them a physical ID. So in situations where you can actually use that, it's
Hmm.
super cool because you don't pull anything out and physically hand anything to them. They have a little device that when it's close enough to you, you can authenticate on your phone to allow the digital ID access on their device. So they never touch your phone. No one walks away with your ID, and it just seems like a much more secure way to pass off identification than letting anyone walk away with your ID. Um, it's accepted as valid ID in like if you go into a liquor store. Okay, for that one I actually have gone in, and I have used my digital ID for age verification. And the cool thing there is, you just show them. Uh, don't let them take your phone, but you can hold it up and show your digital ID, and then do tap to pay, and I never actually have to pull out a wallet, get out an ID, then get out a credit card. So that's super cool. Now, the place where having digital ID is absolutely awesome, especially if you have a TKN number, known or KTN number, known traveler number. So you get to go through
The
the
fast lane.
expedited,
Yeah.
the fast lane.
Fast pass.
Uh, yeah, so I have that. So when I go through the TSA checkpoint there, I pull up my phone and tap it, and because I have my KTN number already, it registers that it's me. It links to my digital ID, and boarding passes are linked into the KTN number as well. So I walk up, I do a tap, and I just walk through. I'm done, and I don't have to take anything out of my bags because I'm going through that uh,
Fast
what's
lane.
the fast line? What's the right name for that? I just go to the thing, but I can never remember what it's called.
Oh, it's like something preferred. Is it TSA preferred?
I don't know. No, I don't think it's that. But the thing where the TSA pre-check. Holy crap,
Yeah.
that's what they call it. Yeah. So for traveling, it's amazing, and as long as you're traveling through or out of an airport that accepts it,
Mm-hmm.
it's super cool. And Denver International Airport is one of those airports, and so like for max stock, I'm going to fly into Chicago, and both Chicago airports accept the digital ID. So when I fly back out to come home, it'll be the same thing. I go to the pre-check line, tap, and walk on through.
Okay. All right. And I think Illinois is another one of those states that has digital ID. I think
uh,
part of it is I'm offended because West Virginia got it before Virginia did.
I can appreciate you being offended. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
Alabama got it before you.
Oh, see, now you're just rubbing salt in the wound.
I I apologize, and at the same time, I don't.
I'm laughing at the superior
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yes,
Oh,
I
getting
I
back to
I
Star
feel
Trek.
mildly sad for you.
Okay, all right. I will accept that. Uh, in the category of open AI is drunk and needs a ride home, according to Mingji Kuo, OpenAI is preparing to release a phone that is described as an AI agent phone rather than one that's based on individual apps. Instead of interacting with your phone through apps, you'll shift to a device that knows where you are, what you're doing, and who you may wish to contact and why. You'll focus on completing tasks through the device's seamless interface. What's more, there will be no screen. This is really hard to get through. No screen, just a smart speaker and smart glasses and maybe earbuds. Though some of these are projected to still be under development to be released later. The device is rumored to be released in 2027, maybe 2028. No word on privacy settings, Jeff.
Well, there can't be an official word on privacy settings unless I went to say officially there is none.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works. All right.
Oh, real quick, Johnny Ives is involved in this as well.
Oh, right, because the OpenAI partnership that he has. Yeah. Yeah, I think we both know how well this will work out if the phone comes to market. It's
won't end well.
No, it won't end well. And okay, we're at the point now with this technology and looking at what we can do with agentic tools in AI, where everyone's like, oh my God, this is going to be the future. And yes, maybe someday. We're not going to be there in 2027 or 2028. But it really makes me long for the days of when you can have your apps hook directly into other apps or other services and have all this information shared and work together seamlessly and reliably. You remember the golden days of companies having APIs?
That's crazy talk.
I know, it's crazy talk. But I expect a phone like this to be more of a hindrance than a useful tool, because now you're having to rely on something that is known to not accurately relay information and is designed in a way to, well, it's a digital sycophant. Its objective is to tell you what it thinks you want to hear. And yeah, so it's, yeah, let me just hand over every single bit of personal information that I have to OpenAI and hope that it can pull all this together in a way that that doesn't abuse my privacy and actually relays information back to me in a useful, meaningful way, where I never have to have a screen to interact or see anything. Show me a list of the directions on how to drive from my house to Guy's. Without a screen, how do I see my list?
You don't. You do not.
Yeah. Or how about I go to a conference, and let's say you and I had met at one conference, and I know you're going to be at another conference like a year later, but I don't really know you that well yet. And so I'm heading out, and I'm like, show me a photo of Guy. So when I see him, I remember right away that's who that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Show me that photo without a screen.
Or it'll be in the smart glasses that don't exist yet.
Right.
Okay. Under the category of YouTube to battle AI generated content, unless it costs them money. YouTube has said they will begin labeling content that is obviously heavy with AI, even if such creators do their very best to try to hide it. Content with obvious AI generated video, audio, written stories, and so on will be labeled as such so as not to confuse viewers who may believe such content is real. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh there. This has been happening more often, especially in YouTube Shorts, and many have registered their dissatisfaction with YouTube because of it.
I'm still kind of stuck on this is happening in YouTube's Shorts.
It's happening all through
and then I realized that you didn't mean clothing. But that's the image that's stuck in my head. You know, the AI slop is everywhere.
It is. It is.
I'm fine with it being tagged, and
Yep.
although I mean with YouTube, I feel a lot of it's disingenuous because
Especially people that are posting 4, 5, 6 videos a day.
yeah,
You know, and it's all these weird kind of background images instead of it being like a live person in front of you. And that's not to say, I mean, I use I can't remember off the top, maybe Chat GPT. I use Chat GPT to create the images for this show that you see as you're listening to it through CarPlay or whatever, or at the very beginning with the opening introduction. A lot of the images are AI generated, and I use
hmm
a lot of um, AI generation and things, and I don't try to hide it with Tales from the AI verse. I mean, that's like right in the title.
it's in the name.
It's in the name. Let's not. I'm not trying to fool anybody. But at the same time, a lot of the stuff I see on YouTube is like, well, I couldn't believe it when this happened to me, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And you've got 14 different stories of your wife cheating on you that just happened to come out on the very same day. Okay, yeah, good to know. Good to know. Um,
Oh,
car
yeah. Thanks
maintenance.
for sharing those with us, AI Sam.
Yeah. I hope you and your wife, whatever her name is, because it only changed like 3 times in all the various stories, work it out. I really hope they work it out. Under the
I think
category,
his AI girlfriend dumped him. That's the problem.
you know, okay, I was about to go in a direction that probably was not a good idea. So I'm just going to stop with that.
I'm
Under the
actually kind of surprised
I
that
know.
you're stopping.
Wow, self-restraint. What a concept. Under the category of car maker determined to go out of business, Rivian has decided that they will continue to refuse to allow CarPlay and Android Auto in their vehicles because they claim to know better. According to Rivian's software chief Wasim Ben said, the challenge with screen mirroring solutions is that they take over every single pixel in your car. Instead, Rivian prefers to offer its own interface with end-to-end encryption. Uh,
Integration, not encryption.
yes, integration. Thank you.
I
Um,
pointed that only
that's
because
important. That's
there's
an
no way
important
a car
distinction.
maker's putting encryption into
Yeah,
their vehicles.
it's like you can't even start me without some kind of other little device that is, well, like keys. Okay, well, we're going to move off from that.
Huh.
Ben said also added deep AI integration into the car. What a great idea that sounds
What
like.
could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong? Will eventually make the debate over offering CarPlay in vehicles completely obsolete. He believes that Rivian owners will be able to access the core functionality of many apps through an AI agent rather than needing to rely on CarPlay or Android Auto. He continues, I really believe that the way you interact with apps, which are mono-threaded, single buttons, single icons, and a lot of that will now be completely reshaped into a world where it becomes an agentic integration that presents itself in a wholesome user experience to the user, he said, using words that nobody uses ever.
Yeah, but his
However,
AI wrote it for him.
exactly, he admitted that an AI agent becoming an alternative solution to CarPlay apps will take time to materialize.
Gee, you think?
He also claims that already Rivian car owners show less interest in CarPlay the longer they use a vehicle that doesn't have it. The, the
He might be
implication,
misinterpreting some of his data.
maybe, the implication seems to be that Rivian's level of integration and convenience they bring means that both CarPlay and Android Auto are no longer worth discussing. To put a lot of this into context, Rivian's share of the US market is currently around 0.25%.
Mm-hmm.
Their share of the EV market is around 5.1%, putting them behind only Tesla, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, and GM. What do you think, Jeff?
All right, so I'm going to start off by going highbrow, and it's time for a Shakespeare moment. Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Maybe.
Maybe. Um, and then I'll follow that up with uh, Consumer Reports, their most recent best cars issue. You know, there's a reason why Rivian's 0.25% of the market. It is not that reliable of a car. Yeah, and okay.
It looks cool though. I have to say, I like the way they look.
Yeah, they do look cool. What I'm looking forward to is seeing the Rivians that are in Colorado full time 2 years from now, because we're at a much higher altitude, and you know how it's colder, but also less UV protection. So you know how the plastic over the headlights in your cars, over time it can fog.
Mm-hmm.
That happens really fast in Colorado, and it can turn to basically this kind of milky colored opaque plastic. I just cannot wait to see those Rivian plastic covered headlights in about 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Assuming that Rivian is still around 2 years from now, what are people going to do to get replacements for them?
Well, I'm sure that Temu will have parts.
They always do.
They always do.
You know, I learned something yesterday that I found a little bit disturbing. Have you ever you've heard of Lotus? Not the software company, the car company.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Long time. It was an English company that made these really specialized, quite nice and expensive sports cars, like the Lotus Elise and Elite and a few others. It's now owned by Geely, which is a Chinese car manufacturer. And because they're made in China, you cannot get them easily here in the US without a high tariff. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm not a fan of tariffs.
Same.
However, in the case of Chinese car manufacturers, I don't really have a problem with it because I've seen what they've done in Europe and the UK, which is offer super cheap cars and pretty much destroy domestic operations.
Now, I have never personally experienced a Chinese made car.
No, neither have I.
So, but I would like to experience one at some point.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I don't want to see any market decimated. There needs to be real competition.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah. And because most of these industries are state-backed in China, they can afford to do that, to put out really inexpensive products to dominate the market. And that's also very, very wrong. All right. That's all I got for Gaz's Snippets.
Last flash from Gaz's Snippets. Apple News on the brain. Scroll it, swipe it. That's the segment. Now we're jumping off the train. One more ping, then silence. Hit the logo, fade to black. Gaz signed off on Apple headlines till the next drop brings us back. Hey!
Hey!
Hey! Hey! All right.
I dance more on this show than any other.
Well, there's a lot of music in this show, and I actually think I'm gonna have to reduce the volume on Farrago's.
On everything I say.
No, not you, on Farrago, because I'm looking at the audio waveform, and it's like bam, 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 hitting that upper register. So that's something I'll have to deal with. Let's move on over to the main topic, which is going to be kind of what we believe could be happening with WWDC. And I've got this broken down into 3 categories, which is most likely, maybe, and unlikely. And these are, of course,
Okay.
My opinions. It has nothing to do with any inside knowledge, of which I have 0. And so let's go start off with you. Which one do you want to go with first?
Why don't we start in your most likely column?
Okay. Apple will heavily feature AI and Apple Intelligence improvements.
You're just phoning this in, aren't you?
Yeah, I kind of am. Siri will get a major spotlight with smarter context handling and better app integration.
That fits nicely with your first prediction.
Yes, and Siri already has really good app integration in the things that she's supposed to have app integration with. The one thing that just makes me insane is every time it's like, do you want me to go to Chat GPT for that? And it's like,
yeah.
No, I just want the answer. If you can't give me the answer, then go to ChatGPT. Don't keep reminding me that you're next to useless when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Oh, all right, this will fit in with the rest of it. The keynote will preview the next versions of Apple's operating systems, especially iOS and macOS.
I'm glad I was sitting down for that one. Ooh.
And the last thing I have here under most likely, which just makes me look bad every single time I read one of these, is Apple will frame a lot of the story around on-device intelligence and privacy. I'm so sorry. Why did I even put these in?
Well, I mean, you needed a most likely list, and in your defense, while it seems like these are just like obvious throwaway predictions,
yeah,
they are the most likely things. So there you
kind
go.
of are. Okay.
Yeah.
Under maybe, Apple may show more noticeable Siri redesign or a new UI experience tied to AI.
There've been some rumors bouncing around about that. So sure, I'll give you that as a maybe.
And, for me, the only time I really use the S Lady is when I'm in my car or I'm just have my phone and I want some quick information. I'm not typing stuff in. I don't need a new UI experience tied to the S Lady or frankly, any AI.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm actually with you on this. The way I use the S Lady, it's a command trigger tool for me. So in the car, play this music, call this person, get me directions to things like that.
Write a note, open up this contact, that kind of stuff.
Right. Which is how Apple actually intended us to be using their AI tools. And now they're scrambling to give us this other thing that their system was never designed for.
That they should have instead of what they're currently doing. You know, I've given Apple a lot of grief since, what was it, 2 years ago when they had the big AI announcement and then came out with nothing.
Okay. Giving them grief over that is absolutely fair.
Yes. But other than the fact that S Lady in many cases is totally lame, the way it works and the way it links into other applications, and I find out stuff like all the time. I did not know until earlier this year that you could dictate notes. And then those notes would show up in your notes application while you're driving your car. So if some brilliant idea comes to you, which of course never happens to me, you can go ahead and say, hit your little button on your steering wheel to invoke the S Lady and then say, create a note. and it will. It'll listen to you. It'll make the note, and the next time you're in front of your computer or whatever, there's
Your note's
that
just
note is going
there.
to be there. Contacts, appointments. You know, if I'm in my car and I'm driving to a doctor's appointment, and it's like, okay, I need to see this appointment, and give me directions to the doctor's office. It'll do it. On the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
other AIs, I've had very fun and interesting chats with other AIs while driving my car. But at the same time, they didn't have any links into anything else other than information that they could give me just based on what it is that I'm asking it. I couldn't get it to write notes. I couldn't get it to make appointments. I couldn't get it to call somebody. I couldn't get it to give me directions to, you know, some restaurant or gas station or whatever. And that's a shame. And that's where I think the next big lawyer battle is going to be with iOS, is going to be all of these other, especially as it starts becoming, there's more and more AI applications that are being put into iOS. So as they
Mm-hmm.
became more and more, as they become more and more prevalent in iOS, they're going to start kind of pushing back against all of the restrictions that Apple has on there. And I'm not saying those restrictions are bad. If these companies want to have hooks into the rest of Apple's ecosystem, then they're going to have to accept some limitations, like
Mm-hmm.
having a hashed identification for whoever it is that's asking this information. You don't get to know who I am. You might be able to figure out where I am based on what it is that I'm asking, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
get to know who I am or anything else that's in there beyond what I'm asking. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's something that I think is coming as far as legal issues for Apple.
Yeah, you're probably right. We do live in,
A litigious society.
yeah,
Litigious? What is the word?
yeah. So let's
Let's,
just go with what you said because I don't
okay.
want to try and pronounce it.
Okay.
Um, and what you just described, though, the way you use the different tools,
Yeah.
totally makes sense. And it's interesting to see how so many people get frustrated because the S lady doesn't do all these other things, but the other AI tool does, but it doesn't do the things that they do with the S lady. Okay, that's because they're completely
Different kind
different.
of tools.
Yeah, and being frustrated that the S lady doesn't do the same things as ChatGPT. It'd be like getting frustrated because the Ford that you bought isn't a Toyota. They're different things,
Yeah.
and you can make them work together. And that's where I think Apple's being smart with the way that they're integrating
Integrating.
the other
Yeah.
tools, because they're integrating something that their AI system was never designed or intended to do. So yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next thing, and this probably should have been in the definitely. There could be select developer AI tools or APIs for apps. That should have been in definitely, the definitely app. Uh,
Yeah, but at the same time, um, it depends on what they're doing with the AI integrations. So, but yeah, it should probably be in
yeah.
the this is happening category.
And when you consider, don't they have a stake in ChatGPT as well?
They have a partnership.
A partnership. Okay. So they're probably going to use parts of ChatGPT with the S Lady in such a way that it protects users' privacy, which totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, and they're already doing that. Um, and so I think what we should do is expand the statement you just made to include Gemini, since that's the new partner where we're going to see a very tight integration with the S Lady.
Yeah, and in both cases, as long as Apple is controlling the experience and not letting them have all of each one of the individual people's information that's asking a question like this, um, I just think that's a much better way to go. And quite frankly, people, and it became a word synonymous with search was, well, Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Google has become a kind of search engine that you can't always trust anymore
Well,
because
it's not a search engine anymore. Continue, and then
okay,
I'll tell you why I don't think it's a search engine anymore.
okay. Because the first sometimes as far deep as your first 10 links are sponsored ads and
Mm-hmm.
sponsored links. So you're looking for something and you're depending on doing a Google search to find that thing. Well, it's going to direct you toward the people that are paying the money first instead of what you as a consumer may have wanted instead.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's absolutely true. Okay, and that stands even with my belief that Google is no longer an internet search engine. It's it's a data regurgitation tool now, but not always
Mm,
accurate, because they've switched to giving you AI first for results. And now there's a column off to the side where you get the links, which are probably just going to still be the sponsored links. But yeah, the purpose of Google now isn't to go out and find the things that you want to find so that you can go to those sites.
yes.
The purpose is to keep you in the Google interface and provide you with all the information that it thinks you want, so you never actually go to sites anymore. It's not a
Yeah, I think
internet
you and
search
Dave
tool
were
anymore.
talking about that on the last context machine.
Uh, yeah, I think we were, as a matter of
Yeah,
fact.
which I listened. I listened to it.
And
Um,
well, clearly because you knew that Dave Ginsburg was guest host with
yeah.
me.
Well, anytime you need a guest host, this guy is available.
You
Um,
know, I I have so many good friends in our podcasting community
yeah, they're all
that
great.
it, I actually feel bad when, like, when Brian's out and I do the show with a guest. I
Mhm.
feel bad that that it's only the one person. I feel like I'm leaving everyone else out,
But
and
it's
so
it's not the
I'm
kind of
trying to
show
work
that
through
lends
the whole group.
itself to a panel.
No, it's not a panel show.
No,
Um,
no, and it would take 4 hours to record.
and I'm not playing that game. No.
No,
Uh,
no.
but okay, so I'm working my way through our whole group, and I don't want to leave anyone out, but I feel bad because I have to leave everyone out except for one person
Right.
each time Brian's out.
Okay. Well, just keep me in mind. Um,
Oh, I do. I think about you all the time, guy,
constantly, constantly.
constantly.
Your last thought before you go to sleep at night.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
It's like, well, guy hasn't found me yet.
Good enough.
Fall asleep.
Keep,
Wake
keep.
up. I don't see Guy.
I,
Okay, he hasn't found me yet.
okay. It's a good day. It's the start of a good day. Also, under the maybe category, a small hardware mention is possible, but not the main focus. Yeah, okay, that's kind of in the no excrement fictional English detective category.
Yeah. So, okay, here's how I think hardware will be mentioned, if it's mentioned. It's how Apple's using the hardware in relation to the other things, like
Yeah,
secure enclave or something
right,
related to
right.
security.
And wow, I don't even know if I want to say this. Apple may tease features that arrive later in the year rather than shipping immediately.
Um,
Why did I put
okay.
that?
I have a feeling I know where you're going with this. And it just, the wording came out slightly different from what you were intending. What
Yeah.
I what I'm assuming is that what you meant was that they will tease features that will be arriving later after the launch of the announcements at WWDC. So we'll get iOS and macOS 27, but they're not going to give us all the features that they showed at WWDC until a few months after those operating
Release.
systems launch.
Yeah. Under the unlikely, a huge surprise hardware launch. No, that's not what a
No.
developers conference is for.
No. You know, we have had announcements in the past, which has led people to think, well, Apple's doing a big hardware announcement,
Yeah.
even though it's only been a couple times.
Has that, wait, hold on. Has that happened since Tim Cook took over? I don't think so.
When was Vision Pro announced? Was that announced at WWDC? And I think it was because Apple
You're
needed to
right.
get developers introducing things
Yes, I think
or
you're right.
developing things.
Okay, I take back what I said, even though I already.
But I
said
had
it.
to think about it, and if I hadn't thought about it, I would have happily said, "Yeah, I believe you're right."
Okay, a full
So,
Siri
yeah.
reboot.
No.
No, it doesn't need a reboot. It just needs to be made more useful. Completely new product categories. No. Come on, you can say it.
Here's where it could happen.
Okay.
If the rumors that I don't think are accurate, that Apple is going to introduce their own line of HomeKit products. That I would consider. Yeah, I mean, sure, but at the same time, with Matter support,
it's not.
do they really need to? Yeah,
no,
I mean, when everything had to be HomeKit specific, like down to the hardware level, yeah, it would have made sense for Apple to have their own door cameras and stuff. But I don't think it's necessary like it was back then.
No, I would agree with that.
Or how about if they rolled out health and fitness, like the they bought Withings, not Withings, the bed, the sleep tracker bed thing. Anyhow, what they have some companies under their belt.
Really, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, and Withings is not one of them. That was not the company I was thinking of.
There's multiple sleep tracker beds now.
Yeah, but the point is, they have bought over the years companies that make health and fitness products. So, you know, the Apple blood pressure cuff,
and it's Bluetooth, so you don't have like the big tube going through it. It just sucks in air right from the device and then Bluetooths the information out.
Yeah.
I got my blood pressure done today when I had a doctor's appointment. 106/62.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And considering that this time, like 2 years ago, I was up to almost 170 over like 110.
Wow.
I'll take that.
Absolutely take that. This is a win for you.
Yeah.
Guy, you get a gold star for health today.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay. What was the other one? A radically redesigned iPhone or Mac hardware reveal is unlikely. And I would agree with that. Why would they introduce, like, say, and I hate to say this because it just feels like bandwagon, if they do introduce a foldable phone, I don't think WWDC is where they would say, okay, well, here it is.
Yeah, I agree. And at the same time, a foldable iPhone causes a problem for developers. Yeah. And that problem is it's now a completely different screen layout. And developers need time to get ready for that.
It honestly, it depends on what the aspect ratio is, because the iPad's aspect ratio is 5:4, I think, depending on how you hold it, where the iPhone is different. And for people who create applications that work on both of those resolutions are included, or both of those aspect ratios are included with the application. So if you're not necessarily playing a game, but you're using an app on your phone and it's in phone mode, and then you open it up, the app should switch to the other aspect ratio without really breaking a sweat.
It should, yes.
It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it was originally intended to do when you open the app, which would be where there would have to be some changes made to it.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. And so what I think is more likely, if there is a foldable phone coming, and at this point, I feel like the rumors have built up into such a frenzy
That they almost have to.
Yeah, at this point, I'm feeling like, yeah, Apple's getting close to doing it. But instead of doing this as a WWDC announcement, so developers can start working on their app changes in time for the fall release, what I think is more likely is when Apple does the fall iPhone announcements, they'll introduce the foldable phone plus the additional SDK things that developers need for a spring launch.
And actually, and this isn't part of what we were talking about. What do you think about the rumor where Apple is going to release the Pro models in September, October, and then in the spring announce the regular iPhone models along with like the SE and the Air, or maybe the Air would be part of the initial launch, where they split up the iPhone announcements?
It's possible. Apple has gotten into the habit or into the pattern of doing a spring iPhone refresh of some sort.
And it makes sense in a way.
Yeah, I mean, you get the big goose to sales when the new models come out. Mm-hmm. And then Apple boosts that again in the spring by introducing a new SE or new colors, whatever. So sure, they could spread it out where the Pro models come out in fall and the not Pro models come out in spring, and maybe keep that boost rating higher longer by having more phone models in the spring. So sure, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I have a problem with it though. The problem is it's such an obvious money grab that I think the optics on it are really bad, because if you've got the Pro models ready to go in September, October, you obviously are going to have the regular models also available by that time. And I think the optics of releasing the Pro models in September and then the regular models in the spring is just a bad look. Now, if they did, say, the Air and the SE in spring just by themselves, that would be, I think that's that's different, and I think would be a better fit.
I can see that. Yeah, I think it would be difficult for Apple to spin that in a way that doesn't look greedy. Sure. Yeah. Okay, now here's the other side that I just came up with. And it's parts inventory, especially now that that part supplies are much more constrained because we have the whole war with the U.S.-Iran war thing going on. So if they release the Pro stuff now, they have a higher likelihood of being able to meet demand without long delays. And then in the spring, That gives them time to build up between now and then inventory of the not pro models.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good point.
Now, but can Apple present that in a way where it doesn't look like a money grab? And actually, I think they could. Like if they were just straight up honest and said, "Hey, look, parts constraints. This is what we can make for you right now. So we're going to make it. And as we get parts, then we'll start releasing the other things. So you can have pro models today, and come March, we'll be able to start shipping the not pro models, and then they use the Scotty principle, which is under promise and over deliver. So they say, well, come May, that's when we'll be able to ship the standard models. But then they do a big announcement in March. Look what we've been able to do because we worked that hard for you.
We're brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to skip right over to Gaz's tips, and then I realized that I don't have one. That's not good. I forgot.
I think Gaz's tip today is stay hydrated and eat healthy.
Wait, hold on.
Hit it. Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
It's time for
Gaz's tip.
Go.
Hello, everybody. Your tip today: stay hydrated, eat healthy.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Okay, is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay.
And I apologize to everyone for the accent.
No, it's okay. I feel like I have to apologize to not only France but Western Africa every time I do a really bad French accent.
I have never heard you do it, but I can
it's
just
awful.
picture it in my head.
Just picture Peter Sellers' Clouseau, but not even that good, and that's me. That's my French accent. But it is fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Okay, what I'm about to say, I'm saying with love for Brian Chaffin. This is not a slam in any way.
Okay.
If you want to hear the most offensive French accent possible, listen to Brian Chaffin's French accent.
Is he going to be at MacStock this year?
I don't think so. The timing is, I don't think it's going to work out. The reason Brian missed last week's show, Context Machine show, is because he was in the middle of his move. And so he's moved to Washington State.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And just with that move happening, and I don't think his world will be settled down in time to go to MacStock.
That's like a lot of work. As you just
moving is a lot of work
and very stressful.
Yeah, moving is very stressful. Yeah.
Okay. No for pick's sake this week, but if you would like to support the show, you can do so by buying me a coffee at ko-fi.com/MacParrot or PayPal through paypal.me/MacParrot.
Hey, do you want a spontaneous pick?
Sure.
BBedit 16 is out.
Oh, nice.
And yeah. And okay, so I'm using it as a writer, not a coder. And the stuff that they've done in there for coders, but also people like me with searching for content, replacing content, organizing your documents for projects. If you're using BBedit already, just buy the upgrade. So BBedit 16, that's out. I think it's a great pick.
Who makes that?
Barebone Software.
I'm going for a link. Let's see. Yep, Barebone Software. And I got a link. Copy. And I'm going to come back over here and under your name for pick's sake, I'm going to put that link in.
I felt bad that you didn't have a pick for the week.
And I should have, honestly, because I had a lot of time coming up on this show. Because originally, well, you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you off air the reason why I contacted you at the last minute. It's kind of funny. We do have some feedback this week from a dear friend of the show, NC Greg, who deserves an extra special Woody just for his support over the, God, I can't even remember when he first started, but he has been a steady contributor and we're seriously appreciative of that, Greg. And here's his comment.
Hey, Guy. Hey, Gaz. It's Greg
Hi.
from North Carolina.
Hi, Greg.
If Gaz is back on the show by
Not
the
yet.
time this is on the show, then welcome back, Gaz. If not, Gaz, we certainly miss you. You're looking
We
forward to your eventual return. I just wanted to let probably Guy know that, with all the high quality production values and professionalism we've come to expect from you two, for at least the past few shows, the show notes for the GMen podcast, where it puts the Google Voice number, it's missing a digit. It only has 9 digits, including the area code instead of the 10 that are required for an actual phone number. Just thought, you might want to correct that at some point in your template, Guy. Thanks, guys. Great show.
Thanks, Greg. I will have to investigate that. I cannot believe that's happening like that. And of course, if you watch the video version of this show, right there on the bottom, whether it's in vertical or horizontal mode, it's got not only the email address, which I'll say it right now, is gmenshow@icloud.com. That's gmenshow@icloud.com. It also has our phone number. So it's right there the whole time. And we love feedback and greatly appreciate it. And if you do some kind of feedback, you could get something that so many people now have and that you don't. And that is called a Woody. And if you don't know what a Woody is, I will explain it in great detail. It is a big W, big O, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark. That's a Woody. And it will change your life. It will put vigor in your step. And it will put the extra oomph in your wine that you'd like to drink that comes from France. Okay, you see, that's my French.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la, it's so bad. It is so bad. You can also send us a bumper, and a bumper is simply a little 5 to 10 second snippet where you can say something nice or something awful about us here on the GMen show. And if you must use naughty words, Marcus, then they will be beeped. Jeff, if people wanted to get a hold of you, it's like 3D. Did you? Oh, and totally off topic. Did you ever see any of the 3D episodes the Three Stooges did?
How did I not know they did 3D episodes?
They did a couple, but it was so bad. I mean, you have to remember that the Three Stooges shorts were made under the tightest possible budget. And so when they did like a 3D effect, they would probably first film the show, the episode. And then afterwards they would come back and they'd have like a single shot of one of the characters, whether Mo is doing an eye poke or, whatever. And it would just be them with their hand coming forward toward the camera. So that was the whole 3D effect. It was not great. It was not great.
Sitting right over here, for those of you that are watching the video, like look just to the left of my name and you can sort of see the red and blue of the lenses of my 3D glasses. Yes, I have 3D glasses within arm's reach.
See, I can't wear 3D glasses. They do me zero
You
good.
can, but it's disappointing.
It's very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. And if people wanted to contact you and not only question why you came on this show again, But while you have 3D glasses sitting behind you on the left-hand side, what would you tell them to do?
I would tell them to go check out my blogs, jgamet.com and freshbrewtales.com, and then to go and say hi to me on social media. So I'm jgamet pretty much everywhere. Active mostly though on Mastadon, PixelFed, BlueSky, but I need the guy words: Stawns of Mast and BlueSky. Okay, Skies of Blue. And I just came up with a new one for you in your special episode for PixelFed, Hungry Pixels. So yeah, you can find me there.
I'm picturing colored hippopotamuses going on
and
each
just
picture
pixels.
That you put in.
Yeah, and pixels flying everywhere. It's a mess.
Yeah. They're not.
And if you want to know why those glasses are sitting there, I will tell you. I'm happy to tell you. Because NASA does 3D images of the moon and really? Celestial objects, but they do it in the red blue, and so I keep the glasses there. So if I go to like NASA image of the day and it's one of the 3D images, I just grab my glasses and put it on so I can see it in 3D.
Oh, okay. See, that would do me zero good. No good at all.
I feel like you're being cheated.
I am being cheated. Why the hell haven't they invented a way to redo an eye? Though there is a scientist, there was a scientist or a group of scientists, I think it was in New Zealand, that put in an artificial eye in a sheep and that the sheep could see shapes. Now, how they could tell that the shapes the sheep was seeing, wow, talk about a tongue twister.
Yeah.
The sheep shapes seen, I have no idea. I don't think the sheep were able to fill out a survey after, but who knows? One of these days.
Maybe they asked them to check a box and they had a box and a circle and
and they just put it behind them and then, okay, you know what? No. If you would like to get a hold of me, of course, we already talked about this, gmenshow@icloud.com. You can reach me on the Twacksters and Skies of Blue. And, what did I call the other one?
Twine.
Yeah.
Something.
It was something to do with knitting, threads, basically. I am MacParrot and VertShark on both of these, though mostly, well, actually it kind of switches back and forth. I can never figure out which one I want to use on a constant basis. You can also reach us in relation to the show over on the Twacksters and Skies of Blue as Guy and Gaz, GYANDGAZ. And Gaz can also be found over on the Stawns of Mast as GazMaz, GAZMAZ, all one word, at c.im. And over on Skies of Blue, there is one other way to get a hold of us, and it's our Google Voice number.
Guy has a Google Voice number. The G-Men want your call. Call him now.
Yeah, call us now.
I love that song.
Is 703-828-4677 outside of the U.S. The country code is 1, then the number, and you may incur charges if you dial it direct. Or if you can't remember it, just go on over to the VertShark channel over there on the Tubes of You, and you will see it right there on the bottom of the screen. It is so
right there
pretty.
On the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, right there. And what else? Some of the other stuff actually, you know what? If you can't remember the number, I almost forgot to do this. This is another song to remind you.
703-828-4678.
That's right, Jeff. That number is 703-828-46. Wait, no, just once. Thank you. Once.
It's an important number.
It is 703-828-46. And that is the number that you can call to get a hold of us. Some of the other stuff I do is Guy's Daily Drive, which is an archive of all the ones I did going all the way back to 2018. And Tales from the AI-verse, which I only have 2 episodes of and have only had 2 episodes
it's plural, so it actually is Tales.
It is Tales. It's been there for a long time. Jeff, we are at the sad part of the show. It's so sad. We have to go. We have to say goodbye.
Yeah. But does it help at all that I heard a dad joke over the weekend I'm happy to share?
Oh, all right. You hang on to that. I want to hear it.
Okay.
I would just like to say to every single one of you that download and listen to the GMen show that it is greatly appreciated. No kidding around, no fooling. And that I can't wait to hear from you and know that I love you and that it's so much fun to do this show, and I do it for you and me and Gaz and everybody. And I would like to say that I think, this week we were good enough, and that by God, Jeff, especially about Star Trek, we were smart enough. And that doggone it, Wilf, people like us. So what's your dad joke? Let's hear it.
Guy, I just got cast in a movie about baking, but don't get too excited. It's just a small role.
That's terrible.
But it's a dad joke.
It is. Let's see. The first computer was owned by Adam and Eve. It was an Apple with limited memory, just one byte, and everything crashed. What is Apple Computer's favorite snacks?
Their favorite snacks? Applesauce?
Microchips.
Microchips. I feel like I was heading in the right direction-ish.
You were. Why did the Mac go to therapy? It had too many unresolved issues. And
in hand, I hope. So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on home and I go home.